Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here with episode 2 of Fumetsu no Anata. So, last episode was interesting to say the least. Well, basically we went through everything that was talked about in the synopsis. Now, where exactly the series goes from here, I don't really know. Like, what exactly is it trying to say? Is it trying to make a point? Is it just supposed to be, you know, this flourish of emotions that we're supposed to feel as we go through the life and death of various other people or personnel or animals or whatever the heck the thing takes shape of, right? And really looking at some of the comments from last episode as well as some other reactions as well, I do kind of get the feeling that, you know, what I feared from the beginning is happening, right? That this is actually a series where, you know, nothing against it or anything, it's just that it might not exactly be affecting me emotionally the same way that it's affecting other people, right? And so I do kind of wonder whether or not that makes for a nice video for you guys to watch and whatnot. But then again, you know, looking at it from another perspective, perhaps looking at it from, you know, someone like me who is kind of honestly more so immune to all the sadness that's going on and whatnot, maybe that makes for an interesting different perspective here, right? So in any case, I am intrigued by what exactly they're trying to say, and it's very well produced, so I'm going to carry on for at least a few more episodes, right? And if I do find it's something where I can't really contribute much either in the reactions or the analysis, then, well, we'll see about that, right? So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Mm-hmm. Huh. So even though it can heal, it can also die? Okay, so it's dying faster than it can regenerate, but once you actually die, then you can entirely regenerate. Okay, that's interesting. Is that like a metaphor for evolution? Or how society carries on? Like, it definitely doesn't... Not just humans, right? I mean, the evolution of beings, including humans? Something of that sort? Oh, bye. What happens when it gets ripped in half? Like, which half regenerates? Ooh. Oh, no, actually, we heard this last time, right? Hikaru. Hmm. But even if you're talking about, like, evolution of beings and whatnot, well, that's... Hmm. Kind of makes you wonder, right? Like, from the very earliest, like, single-celled organisms and whatnot, they probably didn't have the idea of emotions, right? Like happy, like fear, like pain, and all that sort. That those are stuff that are developed eventually, right? By the way, I do think this is a pretty interesting choice for the opening in terms of the pairing of the song and the animation. So yeah, maybe it is like talking about evolution. Huh. Interesting. That kind of that kind of building. I know it's supposed to represent a specific culture, but I can't quite remember as of this point. Right. Hmm. I should probably notice. And obviously, being raised is. Hmm. I think it's found in a lot of different cultures. Huh. And especially looking at the vegetation here, I still have this. My initial thought was somewhere in in modern Southeast Asia, right around that part. But looking at the vegetation, I think it's still the Americas. I'm probably the one of the few who likes to spend my time thinking of that instead of concentrating on the story here. So, are you called March because you're born in March? A rambunctious girl. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, wow. Hmm? As sacrifices or something? The Nana region. This entire thing is giving me some kind of Ghibli vibes. Ghibli vibes. Why are you using hockey sticks as weapons? Huh. They're able to make paper here. I should probably stop, analyzing this because there's a great big possibility that this is not based on like real world stuff at all, right? All right. So basically, she gets there, then the whatever you want to call it, the main character. Can we even call it a character? By the way, have I? I was trying not to comment on this, but it's kind of ridiculous that what you call it again, Hayase or something like that, is wearing like a tank top. Everything else seems like traditional and whatnot, but then she's wearing a tank top. Right. So, anyways, or actually, wait, is she going to die and then her body's going to be taken over? Hmm. I'm still trying to figure out like where exactly this is set. Right, right, right. Oh, that's Lala. Ouch, ouch. Ooh. Oh, into water. Oh, okay. I was like, don't drown now, girl. Hmm? An eye? Oh, there we go. Talk about creepy. Hmm. Including his clothes as well, eh? You would think that his leg would heal by now. You've got some guts, girl. So I guess this is the dynamic we have. It kind of reminds me of Dororo a little bit, right? I'll look up these two terms later to see if they are actual places or anything. What now? So he has never eaten before, right? But he ate when he was a what? A wolf. Just throw him down. Aw, now you made her cry. Though to him, he probably like doesn't even understand what that is. You could learn how to climb, dude. Okay. We're getting somewhere. They're both learning, right? One's learning she can just stay up there and throw it. Oh! Now she's taming him. Uh. Oh, are you full? Huh? Is that like a. Huh. Is that like a health status or something? The color of his eyes? Taking a nap. Oh, isn't that just fine and dandy? Behave. Oh. Oh, they did say they were gonna take another one, right? Yeesh. Hmm. Yeah, his eye color. Yeah, exactly like a dog, eh? Yeah, it turns from yellow into. Ah, that's kind of funny and cute. Not gonna lie. Hmm. But again, Fushi. How exactly are we gonna do this? Hmm. And since this is the first time we hear and see the ending, let's take a look at this. So it's just pure music? I guess I should still mute it just in case I get copyright strike. Hmm. Yeah, the eyes changing color and whatnot. What exactly is that supposed to signify? Alright. This is just a preview. Okay, I'll see you guys after this. Alright guys, that's episode 2, and well, it seems at least for this moment, March isn't going to be dead quite yet, right? In fact, I actually don't think it's going to be a situation where, the dude or the being or whatever you want to call it, actually goes through a lot of different situations and then assumes the body or the form of someone else every time that they die, right? Considering that we see in the opening that all these characters continue on, I have a feeling that this is perhaps going to be an overarching sort of character set throughout this series, at least for this initial stage, right? And again, it kind of reminds me a lot of Dororo. Actually, you have the really talkative little dude, who really acts as, even though she herself is quite small, right? And indeed quite young as well. But in essence, she's acting as a guide towards this larger dude who is who has some incredible powers here, right? So yeah, definitely getting a Doro vibe from this. Although obviously it's not exactly set in the case where they're supposed to be doing some fighting or whatnot, right? But anyways, so the basic, and by the way, I do apologize for going off on tangent during the episode there. The girl, right, the older girl, the one that went to save March is actually called Perona. I think I called her Lala or something like that. But yeah, I was getting kind of distracted, right? Because anytime I get into a series like this, I kind of want to know, like, if we can glean any clues from the historical context that this is in. Now, I did Google up the people and whatnot. I don't, they're not real. And really, the thing that was throwing me so off at the beginning there, which is why I was having a hard time concentrating on the other stuff, is because, this type of architectural style, right, having these, it's basically a stilt house, right? You raise the house off the ground because typically because you want it's a humid environment, right? Somewhere tropical where there's floods or there's a lot of it's a case where you get lots of puddles and water and rainwater and whatnot on the ground, and so you need to raise it up, right? And then using like thatched roofs and thatched houses and whatnot. But that is supposed to be in the tropicals, right? But we can clearly see from the vegetation there that it's not tropical. It's more continental type of environment here, and indeed, I would say the latitude is quite high actually, or either very north or very south, depending on what you want to do, and that makes sense because the main character, well, he walked all the way from basically a polar region, an Arctic region, all the way to this part right here, so he can't actually just teleport himself all the way from there to the tropics, right? So that's what was throwing me off. Looking at the people and whatnot, my initial thought was somewhere in Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, presumably there could also be this somewhere in, I don't know, like in North America, or I don't know, like Russia, continental Europe, something of that sort. But anyways, so I was getting kind of distracted by that. But I mean, the overall story is it's not too hard to understand here, right? Having this sacrificial offering to the gods and whatnot, right? This is quite an old trope here, and I mean, it was quite obvious that the girl was going to eventually meet up with our dude here. Well, at this point in time, it seems that I would presume they are going to continue their travels together, right? Although, having March and her having that nightmare and whatnot, I do have to wonder whether or not she actually will, turn back. Actually, no, no, no. That girl knows that she wants to survive, and yeah, good for her, right? Good on her. anyways, I found the entire concept of, you know, the bad guys, right, also kind of funny as well, right? The fact that they wear these ridiculous kind of stuff, use these ridiculous hockey stick weapons, and especially that the you know, kind of like squad leader or whatnot, Hayase. She looks ridiculous, right? She's wearing basically a modern, you know, sports tank top or whatnot, sports clothes, whatever you want to call it, over what appears to be like armor, right? I don't know. You know, everything else looks like quite normal and whatnot. You can, you know, kind of get that sort of Aborigine feel, you know, the native people kind of feel, and yet she looks something out of like the modern world or whatnot. I do wonder if that's kind of intentional though, so that kind of also threw me off there as well. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Maybe this is all connected somehow. And I think the most important thing to gain from this episode is in how our main character's eyes can apparently change color according to different circumstances, right? Now, at this point, we don't really know too much. The only thing I can observe is that, hey, once he is full, his eyes change color, right? Now, obviously, I don't think it's a case where, you know, it's that simple. If I were to venture a guess, I would say it's sort of like the health status of the being here, right? So yellow kind of means danger, or you know, in a bad condition, or maybe he has some needs or wants or desires, right? And then once it's fulfilled, then turns back to the other color and whatnot. So that is definitely something we will need to continue observing in the future for this series. Now at this point, still don't really know what exactly it's trying to say or do here. Again, I kind of feel like it's sort of like the metaphor of evolution, right? From being you know, from being beings with no conscience really, to acting on instincts, to eventually getting more and more needs and wants and whatnot. So that's why in terms of the eyes, I was thinking, okay, I think maybe it's going to eventually evolve, right? As the being itself gains more and more experience, it's going to gain things that it likes, things that it dislikes, right? Gaining these experiences. We already see it with the wolf, actually, where in the last episode, you know, when he took on the form of the wolf, being by the fire in a warm environment, hey, that's good. Being able to eat good food, that's good, right? And you know, that kind of thing here. So yeah, that is also another thing we should keep a close eye on, in the future here. So anyways, that's it for episode 2 of Fumetsu no Anata He, and do let me know if you want me to talk about some other things. Now, obviously, again, the entire situation here, I was just like, okay, whatever, you know, do what you have to do, all the drama and whatnot, and then run away, and then let's see where exactly we're going to go from there, right? So, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time as well. Ta-da!